right, the Pistons get Jaden Ivey at 5. Craig, I mean, we're watching it live, and all of a sudden
Yep.
it's like, wait, what? What? We're pick 5, and he's still available, and all of a sudden we finally get him. Your
Yeah.
thoughts on getting Jaden Ivey?
I love it. I love it. Like, this is what you hoped for. But you can even see it on our channel. Go back to our videos. The Pistons will take Mathurin. They will take Murray. You want to know why? We were convincing ourselves that Mathurin or Murray could be a stud like Ivy. We were
Right.
thinking to ourselves, like, there's 4 players that are clearly an athletic tier above everybody else in this draft, or at least a basketball tier above everybody else. And we got pick 5. And
Yeah.
then the Kings going king. They did it, right? And all of a sudden, you're sitting there and you're like, we have Ivy. Wait, are we going to trade him? Are we going to trade Ivy? And then, or are we going to trade it with a pick because other people want him? It's like, no, we're taking Ivy because he's the guy we want. He wanted to be in Detroit. We want him in Detroit. Athletic, elite talent to be able to come to Detroit. I'm excited to watch this caliber of speed, talent, and jumping ability in Motown.
Yeah, you said it during the live. When's the last time we had a guy that after a game, you're like, man, did you see that dunk? Did you see this? Did you see that? It's
Yes.
like we haven't had that in a while. And then going into the draft, it's like, man, we just are looking for that guy to pair with Cade. We need
Yeah.
that number 2. We need 2 superstars. Can we get that? I don't know. Is Keegan Murray? He's gonna produce. No, but Jaden Ivey is one that we just thought we're not probably gonna get him, but boy, that would be the one. And all of a
What would
sudden we
it
leave
be?
the draft with Jaden Ivey it's
Yeah.
huge.
And we got another video that's coming out, and it only kept getting better from
Yeah.
there in the draft. And Troy Weaver was working his magic. We're not going to go there now, but here's what we will say. There was never a doubt who the Pistons wanted. It was very clear that they wanted Ivy. Like, he
Yes.
was their guy. And I think it's true. I think there were trade rumors that were true, that the Pistons were going to trade up to try and get the 4th pick because they wanted Ivy. But instead, Troy Weaver called the bluff of the Kings and said, we know you're taking Murray. We're going to stand pat. We're going to take Ivy. We're going to let the board fall to us. And we are going to get the most elite athlete in this draft. And what I mean by elite athlete, I don't just mean like, oh, he can jump. He's strong. That's not what I mean. I mean basketball athlete.
Yes.
First step, ability to get to the hoop, ability to contort his body in the air, ability, like, just the things that he can do are different, that only 5 to 10 guys in the NBA have. And those guys are good players.
Yes. That is under control. You said it. I can't remember. You just said it. You said it 5 seconds ago. But that NBA, they're all athletic in
Yes.
the NBA. But there's an
Yeah.
athletic NBA guard that's under control. You think of Westbrook, who's just kind of out of control. Yeah, you're athletic, man, but it's not helping anybody. He is an athletic, under control, able to finish. And then again, we just always talk about the Cade pairing, and that is huge. And that's what's the big deal about this is Cade's going to be able to do a lot of things. And now you've got Jaden just doing, it's just like, dude, that's what we were looking for. And when we looked at the rebuild and we get Cade last year, it's like, can we add to it? And we did. And it's like, all right, let's go, man. It's huge.
And it's the 5th pick, right? So it's like, you don't want to get too excited, and you start thinking to yourself in your brain, this is my comp. I know what my comp is. I know my NBA player comp, and it's Ja Morant, and I don't want to sound like an idiot saying it. And then you're watching ESPN, and who's the comp?
Yep.
Ja Morant. And you like, when you see Jaden Ivey play, what you see with the twitch, with the move, with the ability to blow by, with all of this stuff, you see Ja Morant, you see Derrick Rose, you see John Wall, you see a little bit of De'Aaron Fox, but like, I don't even think Wall or Fox are quite as they have that weird twitch burst. It's a way of moving with the basketball that's just, the only word I can use to describe it is different.
Yeah.
It's a different tier that people just aren't born with, and when you have it, it's special. And I think Cade has that in a different way, not the quick twitch athlete, but he has something about his game that's just different because he can very smoothly get to his spots at will. And so when you have these 2 guys in the backcourt, one does it with just it's almost like what's the word I want to use? It's almost like violent speed. Does that make sense with
Mhm.
Ivy? It's almost like violent speed. And then you have Cunningham, who's methodical, great distributor, like, and just can get to his spots. It's almost like this wonderful complement of playing styles in a backcourt that could be really fun to watch for many years.
And the only negative was, and it wasn't even a negative, it was just more Pistons fans were recognizing we need shooters.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Of
Absolutely. But
course.
you can say absolutely. And we'll get those or we'll find a way. But you
Yeah.
can say this is, and it's like, well, he's not a shooter. Where it's like, it doesn't matter that we needed explosiveness. We need somebody to get the basket. We need someone to make plays. And
Yeah.
this is a guy that can do that. And you don't, yeah, we need a shot blocker. We need a rim protector. We need a lob threat. We need all these things. You
Yeah.
check a box that you cannot get this player. You can't acquire this player and unless they almost fall to you right at 5. And
Yep.
now we were able to get him. So my point on saying that is there is no negative to him. He is the player that we needed. He's a
Yeah.
player that just a great player that like I'll pull up the stats right here. I mean, you look at what he did at Purdue and just it wasn't even about his stats as much as like you watch 5 minutes of him at Purdue, you're like, okay, different,
Okay. Yeah.
immediately different. And it's like, okay, I love it. So anything jump out at you stat wise that you like or want to point out here,
Yeah, I
Trey?
mean, there's a couple of things. So, like, you talk about, all right, we needed shooters, and he was well. Derrick Rose won an MVP when he wasn't a great shooter. Russell
Mhm.
Westbrook, like, I mean, like, these are the kind of things. But he did shoot 36% on 5 attempts a game. And the defense was completely on him. His overall shooting was 46%. That's pretty good for a guard. He rebounded at a good clip, 5 rebounds a game. Like, that doesn't strike me as a guy who doesn't try, right? And
Yeah.
3 assists. He had a steal a game. And I think what kind of stands out to me are this. People are like, oh, he's not a good passer. His 3.5 assists is a positive for him. He's not a great shooter. Well, his true shooting percentage is almost 58%. That's not bad.
Mm.
Like, that's not bad at all. And then here's one of the most telling signs of if a player will be good in the NBA, his free throw attempt rate. Does he get to the line often? And the answer is absolutely yes. By the way, heavy usage. So
Heavy.
he's doing these things while being and needing to create his own shot. And when he gets on an NBA floor and has that spacing, are you kidding me? This could be a lot of
NBA
fun to
floor
watch.
with Cade and his ability to just we just keep saying it like these guys that we're acquiring and we'll get to the next one in another video. Duran is they've never played with anyone close to Cade. So
No,
that's going to bring out
yes.
things in them. So it's just so
Even
exciting.
Killian, with his
Yeah.
distributing ability, they've never played with anyone close to Killian either. Like, these guys haven't had the luxury of what Killian and Cade will be. Even when we bring it back and we talk about when we got other players that will come here and they'll be like, I had Bagley, for example, is a guy who's like, I never had a guard that puts me in positions like Cade does or Killian. He said it about both of them, and it's like he was there for 10 games and he said
Exactly.
that, and he was just like he's having fun playing basketball again. It's like that's not just going to be Bagley, that's everybody.
That's everybody. And everybody you just seen it around the league. They love Cade. It's
Oh yeah,
there's no more there's no more like let's see it's like it's done. Cade's gonna be great, and now we're adding pieces to around Cade to make him even better, right? That's
yeah,
something we're not even really thinking about too. So
yeah,
we're
for sure.
we're excited
Take the
about this.
pressure off.
Exactly. We're gonna put more out here on Jaden Ivey, on Jalen Duren. Be looking
Oh
for
yeah,
the Jalen Duren video. We're gonna break that down, how that trade went down, how that went down. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you do that. Subscribe. We got a lot more Pistons content coming because this core is very young, athletic, fits well. Troy Weaver's an animal, and
the
we're
beast.
excited. We're excited. So
We're
with that,
excited.
we will see all of you on the next one.
See ya.